patience, the most painful weapon of the strong. Most men break while waiting. They rush, they panic, they fold. But the rare ones, the rare monsters, they wait. They endure the silence, the loneliness, the doubt. And when their time finally comes, they don't just win, they devour everything in their path. Luffy is not just a fighter, he is patience itself. And patience always wins. Patience. It sounds weak, doesn't it? It sounds like sitting still, doing nothing, wasting time. But patience is war in disguise. Because while others throw punches too early, while others burn themselves out chasing shortcuts, the patient one sits in the dark. He sharpens his blade. He waits in the shadows. Luffy understands something most people never will. Power means nothing without timing. Dreams mean nothing without endurance. The weak want it now. The strong want it forever. That's why patience is the weapon of kings. Ask yourself, how many battles did Luffy walk into where he should have lost? How many opponents laughed at him, mocked him, broke his bones, crushed him to the ground? And yet he never rushed his destiny. He let the pain sink in. He let the struggle carve scars into his body. He waited. Luffy doesn't chase shortcuts. He bleeds for as long as it takes. He suffers for as long as it takes. Because the patient don't ask, when will I win? They whisper, I will win, no matter when. That is his philosophy. And that is why his dream terrifies the world. Understand this. The world will try to crush you, not once, not twice, but every single day. You will fail. You will fall. You will lose people you thought you couldn't live without. And in that silence, that void, you will hear a voice inside you scream, give up, move on, it's over. But patience demands you sit with that pain. To keep walking forward when there is no light. To keep breathing when every breath burns. To keep your dream alive even when it's buried under mockery and scars. The patient man walks alone. But one day, when the storm clears, he's the only one left standing. Look at Luffy. He doesn't have the best sword. He doesn't have the deadliest devil fruit. He doesn't have the genius of the world's greatest minds. What he has is hunger. What he has is fire. What he has is patience. He took beatings that would have killed weaker men. He stood in silence when his crew cried. He endured humiliation when enemies thought he was broken. And then when the moment was right, he struck. Not too early, not too late, but at the exact moment that destiny bends to his will. That's what patience looks like. That's why kings wait. Impatience is your greatest enemy. It whispers in your ear, do it now. Rush, take the shortcut, cheat the process. But impatience is the reason men break. It is the reason warriors swing their swords too early and bleed out. It is the reason empires fall before they ever rise. Patience is pain. Patience is sacrifice. Patience is the art of killing your weaker self every single day. Luffy waits, not because he is weak, but because he knows when he finally moves, nobody can stop him. Here's the truth. The one who waits longest always wins. Luffy didn't become feared overnight. He built scars. He buried his doubts. He endured hunger, loss, and despair. Patience carved him into something the world cannot bend. And now, when people see him smile before a fight, they don't see weakness. They see a man who has survived storms longer than they've ever endured. They see a man who has mastered time itself. And time is the deadliest weapon of all. So now the question is not about Luffy. It's about you. When life drags you into silence, when your dreams feel like they're slipping through your hands, will you fold or will you wait? Will you let the hunger eat you alive, or will you let it sharpen you into something unstoppable? Patience is not weakness. It is the most violent strength. It is the refusal to quit. It is the storm before the storm. So remember this: the man who waits wins. The man who endures conquers. And the man who refuses to break becomes legend. Like Luffy, like every great name before him. So be patient. Bleed now. Wait now. Endure now. Because one day when the world least expects it, you'll rise. And when you rise, you won't just win. You'll take everything. Patience. It is the fire you hold in silence, the strength that grows when the world thinks you're doing nothing. Look at Luffy. He doesn't rush. He doesn't waste his breath proving himself to doubters. He waits. He listens. And when the time is right, he strikes harder than anyone thought possible. This is dark philosophy. Because patience is not peace. It is the storm that builds behind your calm face. It is the weapon forged in silence. Most people lose, not because they are weak, but because they cannot wait. They want victory today, respect today, results today. And in their impatience, they destroy everything they could have become. But Luffy, he carries scars. He carries loss. And still, he waits. He bides his time, knowing that destiny bends only to those who can endure. Patience is not passive. It is war with yourself. It is biting down on pain, resisting the urge to quit, and refusing to move until the world bends. The impatient chase comfort. The patient chase greatness. Luffy's patience isn't weakness, it's lethal. When he laughs, when he sits quiet, when he eats as if the world isn't burning, people mistake it for carelessness. But when the moment comes, when it's time to fight, he explodes with everything he has held back. And that's the lesson. The world doesn't reward noise. It rewards those who sharpen themselves in silence. So ask yourself, can you wait? Can you suffer in silence? Can you sit in the dark, holding your fire until the world dares you to release it? Because if you can, then when your moment comes, you won't just win. You'll destroy every doubt, every enemy, every fear that ever thought you were finished. Patience isn't just waiting. It's waiting with teeth. It's waiting with fists clenched. It's waiting knowing. When it's your time, nothing survives your storm. Be like Luffy. Don't rush the win. Wait to win. Because the ones who can endure, the ones who can hold back, they don't just take victory, they take it forever. And in the end, patience is what separates the forgotten from the legendary. Luffy never rushed his crown. He never begged for recognition. He walked the path, scar by scar, wound by wound, loss by loss, and he waited. Every laugh, every quiet stare, every battle survived. It was not wasted time. It was investment. It was destiny, sharpening itself in silence. People will tell you to move faster, to take shortcuts, to rush into the life you think you want. But shortcuts collapse. Rushing breaks you, and impatience buries your dream before it even breathes. Luffy chose the harder road, the patient road. He taught us that waiting is not weakness. It is strength disguised as stillness. It is the storm behind the smile. And when the time comes, when fate finally dares to test you, the patient man, the patient warrior, the patient dreamer always wins. So remember this. Don't waste yourself proving anything to anyone. Don't rush the climb. Don't fear the silence, because silence is where power grows. Patience is where kings are forged. And when the world finally sees you, when the moment comes for you to rise, your victory will not just be yours. It will echo. It will shake. It will remind the world that waiting was never weakness. It was the deadliest weapon you ever carried. So be patient. Be ruthless. Be unstoppable. Like Luffy. Don't rush to win. Wait to win. And when your time comes, leave nothing standing. So stop wishing. Start doing. And when the world finally sees you standing tall, broken but unshaken, they will understand what Rock Lee already knew. That effort, pure and merciless, will always conquer destiny.